So shout out to the Shake Squad. Noti Gang, stand up. It's your boy Shake. Didn't want to get this video started without mentioning the Brooklyn Nets. As you guys know, I'm a native New Yorker and I'm excited to see New York teams win. I haven't really mentioned the Harden trade and we'll be discussing that in a future video, but the Nets beat the Milwaukee Bucks last night without Kyrie. And some of you guys might remember that I was a huge Durant fan before he became the Golden State Snake. So I wasn't a fan of his decision, but I hope he can redeem himself in Brooklyn. I feel the same way about Kyrie and Harden. I don't think it'll work with all these sensitive personalities, but we'll discuss that in a future video. This weekend's Puma event exposed 2K21 for all of its problems. You've heard more money, more problems. Well, with 2K, it's more people, more problems. This weekend's event brought more people and more problems than I've ever experienced in any 2K. Now, before I say anything else, I do want to preface this discussion by mentioning the pandemic and the holidays. A lot of members of the 2K dev team are just getting back from their holiday break. They get a month off and it's well deserved. They put out 2 games on 2 consoles, 2 separate generations, while working from home during a pandemic. There's no telling what key development team member may have caught the virus, nor will they ever announce the type of impact it may have had on their gaming development. So for that, I salute them. We have all struggled in these hard times, and it's unfair to assume that the dev team hasn't. They're all human just like us. Now with that said, it's time to get back to work. I can't give 2K a pass for legacy issues, nor will I make excuses for continuous functionality problems. This whole talk is gonna be about functionality, and I appreciate 2K's ambition. They are by far the most ambitious sports gaming developer in the gaming industry. There are very few games outside of the sports gaming genre that can match the total package of what 2K's bringing to the table on a yearly basis. You get the full history and just about all of its players all in one game. Online ranked matchmaking, online and offline My Team mode with fantasy lineups, and a full online multiplayer experience, customization, and competitive gameplay across different venues. This is tough to do, but a majority of the time 2K overpromises and underdelivers. There's so much into the game that it might be overwhelming the system. This is nothing new. We live in an era where companies can put out a broken game and fix it later. And trust me, I get it. Take-Two has a deadline and $1 billion bill to pay for renting the player's likeness. And next gen 2K21 has only been out for 2 months and literally came out right before the dev team's big holiday break. So I expected a lot of problems. I just didn't expect all of 2K's past problems all at once for an entire 3-day weekend. Now it's a good thing I'm not a review guy, because I tend to give really harsh reviews. Back when I first started my channel, I used to review games quarterly. I'd give you my first impressions, and then I'd give you my 3-month post-patch 10 review. Because we all know this game's gonna come with a lot of patches. But this has been relatively hard to do over the years because the game doesn't always function properly. In its current state, it promotes more frustration than happiness. If I had to review this game in its first 2 months based on functionality, I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10. This past weekend's Puma event brought more people to the park, the city, the game's biggest feature, than ever before, and the game completely falls apart. Everything that could've went wrong for 3 days. But not just for me, for a great majority of the people throughout the community. And most of the problems occur when you have too many people in one server or too many people in one specific area, like a park or a portion of the city. We were lagging out of games repeatedly, couldn't even streak because of lag outs. The inability to team up with friends because you're spawning in a river. The inability to accept squad invites. Articles of clothing that'll literally make you invisible. Controller input latency. That's reminiscent to hit detection issues in a shooter, which literally leads to inconsistent shooting. And then there's your basic in-game glitches, like you can't see your gym rat badge for the boost to your physicals, the Mamba mentality badge straight up not working, file corruption pandemic, you can't load your MyPlayers, you accept invites from friends and you get file corruptions. Some people are constantly deleting their reserve space. How about losing MyPlayers due to save data syncing conflicts? It's literally scary to play the game. Sometimes you don't know if you're just gonna lose your MyPlayer or you're gonna get kicked out or you lag out of a game, you get a file corruption, and you don't even wanna play anymore. It felt like the days when guys had to blow into a cartridge or clean a CD just to get a game to work. We had to find all sorts of odd solutions to come together and make the game play properly. Now there's always that one guy that says,
none of this is happening to me.
well, maybe you were playing in an empty server. Because last night, Monday evening, right before the event ended, I was able to go on an 11-game win streak without lagging out, simply because there were less people in my park. Now last but not least, the whole point of this community begging 2K to bring back affiliations was so we can enjoy playing at other parks. From 2K15 to 2K17, you could go to different parks and that enhanced the experience. It literally gives you something to look forward to. Now, bringing back affiliations in 2K21 just to ruin it by discouraging us to play at different parks, that saddens the experience and ultimately leaves people feeling underwhelmed. Why would you give people less rep for playing at other parks or other affiliations? We're playing in this Puma event and we all know that you get more rep for playing at your affiliation. I challenge the devs to try doing that for many hours for 3 days straight playing in one location. Now, if you don't care about rep, you can go play wherever you want. And I get it. If people don't like a certain affiliation, no one would play there. And I know that was the problem with 2K15 through 17, apparently. But do we really have to wait 6 weeks for a rival day weekend just to enjoy the entire city? How about on the weekends? Let the rep be the same anywhere, at least on the weekends. You have events in the event center anyway. After the event's over, you can go enjoy the entire city, play at any park for the same rep anyway. And don't say that that's rival day, rival weekend every weekend, because it's not. We're not tallying the scores of each affiliation for a prize. We're just getting a chance to enjoy the entire city. If you notice, I didn't even really get into gameplay. And that was to avoid the risk of ranting for too long and sounding like a bitching, whining YouTuber that ultimately ruins the game for everybody. No, today's focus was mainly on functionality. The game needs to work properly before we can touch on anything else. If not, we're gonna lose gamers, lose the community, and the game will be dead before summertime. So listen, I was a mayor during the game's most broken time frame. My goal was to bring the community together to help 2K focus on what needs to be done to make the game better. 2K21 is actually a great game when it works. So help me out. Help me get these devs back on track. Put in the comments some of the rough things that you experienced or maybe some things that I forgot to mention, because pretty soon they'll be working on 2K22 and 2K21 will be an afterthought. So it's your boy Shake. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. As always, smack that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hands up defense, let's go. Let's go. Oh my god.
Too easy.
Oh, no. That's crazy.
At the buzzer dunking on him.
21.
Sit your ass down.
Oh, why the bucket had to be on me, man?